The name is Brandon Groce. And we are the Game Changers. Designers, creatives alike. We are in a world that runs on value. Our next designs will be the shiniest. Our next animation will be the most buttery. Ladies and gentlemen, Game Changers, let the games begin.
Welcome back to editorX Live, ladies and gentlemen. You're here with me, your host, Brandon Groce, and I'm super excited to welcome you guys back for another episode, an amazing website walkthrough with me. And today we're going to be going over how to utilize grids in editorX to create some really cool things. So with that being said, what we're about to do, again, format's changing just a little bit. I want to say hi to everybody who is in our live chat. If you haven't already said hello, please make sure you do so. And also, I want to make sure that my chat is actually working. As it were yesterday, you guys' chat came in like halfway through the live stream. So just want to make sure I say hello to you guys before we continue. So as I said, today we are going to be focusing on grids, and I want to show you guys what we're going to be working on before we hop in. And for those of you who are watching and are brand new to editorX, editorX is an amazing no-code platform that allows designers like you and me and agencies to create amazing, responsive, beautiful websites without any code. And so what we're about to do today, first off, you want to sign up for editorX for 100% free. Links down in the description. With that said, you can also join our Discord where you can join creative like minds like yourselves, myself, and the editorX team, in which you can meet really cool people, ask tons of questions in regards to editorX, and also join along with some of the tutorials and walkthroughs that we do here on these channels and be able to win some really cool editorX swag. So with that said, let's hop into my screen. Let's show you a little bit what we're working on today and go from there. All right, so today we are working on a space website, and this is exactly what we're going to be working on today. A lot of you guys have questions on how exactly grids work and things of that nature. We're going to talk a little bit about that, more than a little bit, and kind of show you guys how you can do some really cool complex things in editorX and have a little fun as well. So with that being said, if you guys want to download this starter file or this exact file, you guys can go to the link down in the description. You can go to our Dropbox and download all of, number one, you can download the Adobe XD file as well as the starter assets. We have that in a folder for you guys as well. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I've already uploaded some of these things into our editorX. I've, basically was playing around with some things before we got started here, but we're going to start from scratch so you guys can see how I've set up basically my sections, my headers, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and make a new page. And while I am doing that, I also want to reset my live chat just to make sure I see you guys, because I don't want what transpired yesterday to happen. So let me go ahead and give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to reload my page. And there you guys are. We have Victor, we have Noah, we have JT, and glad to see you guys. Hold on, let me go ahead and pop out this chat really quick. All right, Chilla, what's going on? Glad to have you here as well. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this puppy. I have already uploaded all of the assets, or excuse me, all of the media that we need for this this content here. So what we're going to go ahead and start off with is, I like to start off with the background. So I'm just going to go to my section, my blank section here, and I am going to not open that. I'm going to open up there's a couple ways to do this. What I like to do, and because this is a new feature, what I've been trying to do is go to design and basically just put media in the background of my section. So I just simply click add image, go to my home, and I have all of the assets that I've uploaded. So I'm just going to upload this background image that I have. Again, sorry guys that the names are not, up to code, up to standard. But I'm going to go ahead and change this, and we have like a starry background. Now, right now, the fitting options are scale to fit. I want to set this to original size just for now. Things will change, and that's a-okay for me. Next, let's handle this menu. What I want this menu to be over top of our basically over top of what we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my layout of my header, and I want to set this to pinned, which it already is, and I want to check this off. Overlap next section. Perfect. And as you guys can see, I cheated a little bit. I put the image of our logo already inside of the header, which you guys can simply figure out. It's super easy. All I did was I clicked in our header section, quick add, added an image, scaled it to our navigation, went to change image, and popped in yet again. It's called group 1, guys, just bear with me. But very simply popped in our space logo and made sure to reset the image so it was the proper size and scaled it to its heart's content. Now, if you're working on a client's website and they have a logo that is SVG, guys, use that. It's perfect. But because, you know, quick turnarounds with these things, you also need to make sure you guys have exactly what you need. I kind of got to do some shortcuts for learning purposes. All right. So we have our header. We will go back and we will add in our menus. We'll add this in last. These things are super easy. And let's do the most complicated things first. So up next, I do want to increase the size of our section here. So I'm going to go to our sections layout and I'm going to increase the height of this. For right now, 100 VH will do us just fine. And we'll expand it as we need to. So up next, I'm going to start applying a grid. And what I want to do for this is if we just dissect this, okay, let's take a look at how many grids we will probably need for this. We'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertical columns. And then we'll also need a secondary row for this content here. So let's go ahead and actually we might need a 6x3 now that I'm looking at this, because we have content here. This is about, if I'm looking at this is probably a grid. This is probably a grid right around here. And then this is probably a grid here as well, or a row rather. But let's go ahead, let's test some things out. Let's go ahead and go to other. I'm going to do 6 columns. And I'm going to, for right now, I'm just going to do 2 rows. Hit apply. JT says, where do you get your assets, or do you create them? My friend, I do not create them. This is purely for educational purposes. I find some really amazing design work on the internet, and I recreate them. So this is all for learning purposes, and also I probably should be shouting out the amazing artists behind these projects, and also to do that, I will leave the name of the artist in the show notes. So you guys can check out the work if you guys want to. And yeah, so I'll do that. And if you guys want to return to the tutorial, you guys can see that. So assets wise, I typically use Unsplash, all of the assets that, if I'm creating something, I either use, I'm forgetting the name. I either use Unsplash for photography, or there is another, I'll answer you in the Discord. There's one on top of my mind that I can't really recall at the moment. But great question. There's one that I really like that has great illustrations and 3D stuff. It is paid, but it's a great resource. So for now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is let's get some of our assets in here. So I am going to right click, quick add image, and we're going to get that little horizontal dashboard that we have. So we're going to change image. We're going to grab this. It's called mask 4 if you're utilizing the assets that I've exported for you. I'm going to click the cog wheel, reset image, and I am going to scale this puppy to about 4 column widths here. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do in the in the inspector panels, I want this to be 100% of the 4 columns that we've produced. And we also want to have this be 100% height as well. So we're going to go ahead and produce both of those things. Now I'm going to align this to the top here, and here we go. So basically we have this essentially spanning the full width and height of the 4 blocks that we want. Now the shape of this has changed, so what we're going to go ahead and do is go to our cog, Reset image. There we go. And we're going to fix the height yet again, 100%. Actually, what happens if we hit this 100%? Okay. We're going to keep it at the 89% that it went to, and we're just going to fix this to the bottom. There we go. And so, very quickly, I'm just going to get some of our other assets in here. I'm going to go to image. I'm going to get our astronaut, I was about to call it the moon. Let's see, change image. We're going to grab our astronaut. This is the only asset that I probably named, and I named it not. Boom, we're going to pull him in here. We're going to scale him down. JT says, I've been using raw pixel lately, but I need more options. Yeah, when it comes to, I'm curious, are you looking for illustrations? Are you looking for photography? What exactly are you looking for? And let me go to my layers. I'm going to put the knot underneath of our navigation. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate our knot. I'm going to get our earth in here. Perfect. I'm going to adjust this, get it to the correct size. I'm going to scale this to about where I want. I'm going to drag it into place. I'm going to pull this behind, again, my navigation bar here. And if you guys are on your, of course, you know, if you're working on your own, you definitely are going to want to, what's it called? You're definitely going to want to crop your assets a little bit better than I did. Again, rush job, but this should do. All right. And guys, give me a quick second. I really have to cough. I'll be back 2 seconds. Hold on. All right, we are back. Thank you very much for allowing me to do that. All right, so what I am doing here is we have our earth, we have our knot, we have our navigation. And what else do we need? Let's go back to our, all right, we have a little bit of a card here. Let's go ahead and pull that in. We're going to duplicate our image here. Change this to a card. Boom. Reset the image so we have our full card. Coffee is always important. I can feel him. Yeah, for sure. JT says I need things for everything. Well, I will definitely add. We have some actually, I think Victor actually added some really nice assets or some resources in our Discord. So you can definitely check that out. And I think I saw that this morning. But I will also add my 2 cents in our Discord. Just check it out, and we have a whole resources section in our Discord that I think you would definitely get a lot of value from. All right, so next we are going to just add our title here. Right-click, add title, and I believe this is Go Beyond. All caps, Go Beyond. We're going to make this our Wix. Made for display. We're going to do extra bold. Whoops. Perfect. And now we are going to scale this to about 80. And we are going to, there we go, give it some space. Make this white using our theme colors, and we are going to center this right here. And we might adjust some things here, guys, too. We might pull our astronaut a little bit lower, pull our Earth a little bit lower, pull our card a little bit lower, just to give things some space. Let's see. Now we're going to go ahead and make a paragraph. Right-click, quick add paragraph. We are going to keep this as lorem ipsum, or as the automatic lorem ipsum that editorX has. Or excuse me. Yeah, editorX. We're going to make it a theme color of white. Give it 2 lines. We are going to make sure that it is centered, and we're going to make the size go from 16 from 18. What's going on, Dimma? Howdy doody. Welcome to the live chat, my friend. We're going to center this as well. We're going to add one more image because we do not have, we do have a gradient button, but I made a custom gradient button for our Explore. We're going to go ahead and pop that in and scale it as we want. So about right here looks good. Make sure that it is in the center. All right, perfect. So we have pretty much all of our assets on the main assets on our screen here. So we have to, oh, I don't think I exported this, guys. I'm gonna have to put this in our Dropbox, and I'm just gonna upload it now. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna click this, Control E, export it to our folder. There we go. I'm gonna go back to my media, upload computer, and no. All right, I need to grab both of these things. Hold on, guys. I need to grab this and this. Okay. I'm gonna pull this off very quickly. All right. I'm gonna group it, Control E, not Control R, Control E. Challenge 2, yep, export. We're gonna grab this, open, and there we go. So we're gonna add this to page now. We're gonna pull this right in this section. Right about here. We're also gonna make this, we might crop this a little bit more, or just squeeze this right here. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and crop it. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna crop it. It's right about there. I'm gonna hit apply. And I am going to push this down and center it in this section here. Perfect. All right. Now we can go ahead. I think there's a few more things. We need to get this content in here as well. I'm going to Control Z this so we can get that card back. I am also going to pull this up just a little bit more. I'm basically just pushing and pulling things, guys. I am trying to get this situated in a way that I feel is now visually appealing. And in a way, basically, I want this to be the way that I want it to visually be. Okay, so that basically requires me to move my, what is it? It requires me to move a few of my, let's call it. I'm forgetting things, guys. It requires for me to move some of my grids. There we go. That makes sense. And I keep moving them to make until I'm happy with what it is that I'm seeing. All right, so let's see. We have this. What else are we missing? All right, let's go ahead and start playing within these boxes. Actually, that's what I'm missing. We want our vertical lines here. So I'm going to go click in this, decorative, and we're going to go to our vertical lines. And I'm going to pull this out and place this in my first or my second column here. I'm going to pull this across both rows, go to my inspector, and I'm going to place 100% and pull this to the top using my adjustment tools. I'm going to go to my layers and I'm going to make sure my line is underneath my navigation. This is the navigation. I'm going to just rename this so we know what it is. Or my dash. We'll call this the dash. And I am going to use my alignment tools to just push this so that it is right against this grid right here. All right. I am going to go to the design change the color from gray to white, and reduce the opacity to about 25. From here, I'm going to duplicate, pull this over to the next section, use my alignment tools to left align and pull that to the top. Control D, duplicating it one more time, pulling it over to the next section, left align, pull it to the top. One more time, Control D, next section, make sure it's aligned to the top and to the left. And one last time, Control D or Command D if you're on a Mac. Pull this to that next section, left align and align to the top. Now the next thing I have to do is I'm going to go to my layers. I need to make sure that these lines are again just right behind our dashboard, just like that. So let's take a quick preview at what we have. We have this line in front of our dash. We need to fix that. So let's go ahead and push all of these back. Okay, let's preview. All right, we have a little bit of a cutoff when it comes to our dashboard, so we do want to fix that. What else? But so far, we're looking good, guys. Like, we have a nice menu. We have our content here. This probably could be lightened a little bit. We do need to make a button out of this, which very simply we can do by clicking our image, going to our hyperlink, and basically setting this to anywhere. I could click web address and basically just set this to, you know what, I'm going to just set it to a page, and I am going to set this to this page, just to keep it simple. And just click done. So that's now a link. I'm going to click our edit text. I'm going to bring since I used a theme color, which is white, instead of changing the color here, I'm just going to go to my styles. Color, and I am going to reduce the opacity, or at least I should be able to do it here. I'm going to change the brightness. I use this for white as well, so I'm going to just boom, edit text, and I'm just going to change the theme color to a little bit darker. Not this one, this is the fill color. Boom, darker, or a gray. I might do a little bit darker. Let's try that. There we go. Push this button down, just giving everything a little bit more space. Preview what we have. Okay. What do we want to do? We need this content here. And we want to actually round this content out. Victor says, info for all the devs. The anchor thing doesn't work on content if they are tagged as master. That is definitely something that was not contextual to me. So I'm going to, I think that was something that was discussed in the Discord. All right, so let's play with our content that we need to build here with our planets. So first things first, I'm going to create a quick add. I'm going to add a title. I'm going to call this planets, caps planets. I'm also going to set this to H3. We're going to set this to Wix, bold. And we're going to update theme so that every H3, where did it go? Is of this size, uses the Wix font, and we're also going to make sure that this is a white theme. So I'm going to update this one more time. Update theme. Apply. Good to go. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to duplicate this, pull this down, edit text, left align. We're going to pull this in just a little bit. And I'm going to delete the rest of the content that I don't really want. So this is this is about, let's see, planets. What size is this? This is about 12. This is about 32 pixels. So let's do 34. And this was about 12. We'll do 14. There we go. We're going to keep this 2 lines. Try to keep them symmetrical. And what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to select both of these, holding shift, selecting both. And I am going to stack so I can just simply move these easily. And I'm going to do that to the rest of the content that we create. So I'm going to start pulling in my other assets here. Let's do image. Yes. We're going to pull this across. Change image. We're going to bring in our, I have no idea what this is. It looks like Mars to me. We're going to make sure that this is the correct size. We're going to reset it. Pull this in the center. We are going to add what are we going to add? We're going to add another title. And I believe this is what we're calling Mars. Mars. And we are going to set this to H3. We're going to set this to 32 pixels. And we're going to make sure it's white. We're going to make sure that, whatchamacallit? I believe that we set this to, oh, H3 is this. We're going to set this to H4 for now. And we're just going to change all of the settings. Boom, 32. And we're going to apply or update the theme. Apply, boom. Perfect. Victor says, hey Brandon, I've never created a page like that with many decorations. I'm loving it. Well, my friend, this is why we have these these tutorials, so you guys can see the possibilities in editorX. And let's see, I just need to do a little bit of time check. We're right at time. Or we got a couple minutes. I just want to finish this up with you, give you guys a brief look at like what you can do with the grids. Now, for example, if you guys want to see how to actually make this responsive, for example, we have in the next 2 weeks, I believe, more content, or even on this channel, we have content related to how to make gridded websites responsive. This is just showing you guys how to structurally organize things. But at the end of the day, it really depends on how, when it comes to responsivity, how to deal with that. And we have videos specifically talking about making things responsive. And I think even tomorrow's episode is related to how to do just that. Okay. I'm going to make this say learn more with a plus. Add this in here, and I'm going to stack this content. Holding shift, I'm going to stack this. And I'm going to center this inside of this section simply by going to our inspector, using our adjustment tools. Oops. And I'm going to Control D to duplicate it. I'm going to pull this over here. And I'm just going to change the content. We're going to change it to our other planet. What is this, Venus? We're going to change the name, Venus. We're going to give this a little bit more space. Same thing with our stack. We're going to increase the size of our stack. Whoops. We're going to set our assets to fixed. We do not want these puppies to scale. Our stack we are going to set to, instead of percent, I want max content. And it should actually, the stack should have increased in size. Let me do a quick refresh here. Waiting, yes. All right. All right, so this was the previous page. We're going to go ahead and go back to our tut page. And let's see if our stack has not changed. So we're just going to change the, oh, am I supposed to set 100 max content? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Probably not. Okay. Let's do percentage. No, we're going to set this to a fixed pixels. And we are going to just do, we're going to try to eyeball it. We're just going to give it as much space as it needs. All right. We're going to left align both Venus and Learn More. We have our stack here. And we are going to center align this. It is perfectly aligned center there. And we're going to duplicate this one more time. We're going to pull this to our centerpiece here. We're going to change this to, I believe it's Pluto. Apparently it's Uranus. I don't know. I did not decide the colors of these guys. All right, Uranus. And then this Learn More, I am going to change the text to white. All right. And I'm just going to place this where I want. Right about here is fine. We're going to elevate it just a little bit more since it's on the card that is elevated. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much how I would organize my grids. And I'll explain it a little bit more now. Of course, we didn't get to do 100% of the menu. The menu is really easy, guys. The menu, what we would do is we would just go to pages, create all the pages we wanted here, and simply just go to manage menu and add new item from page sites and add all of them from here, just clicking them and hitting apply. And to create the button that we have here as well, this is super simple. I would just create either using a PNG just like we did, or just going to adding a button here. Boom, 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 button. And we have tons of other buttons you guys can use. We have a gradient button you can use. We have an outline, other outline buttons, things of that nature. But the most complex stuff, like the menu, is the easiest part of all of this. So let's go ahead and preview this very quickly. So this is what we're looking at. We have a nice title, nice subhead. We have a clickable button that will take us essentially back to this web page. We have our card here. We have all of our assets. The only thing that I would like to fix is this cutoff of our dashboard here. And let's see if we can fix that before we close out. So I am going to, let's go ahead and set this to fixed purely for the desktop version. Let's see if this fixes that. Perfect. Awesome. And so what I would probably do is, as we go down to tablet, mobile, things of that nature, we are going to have to rearrange what it is and what we envision for this page. We don't have enough time to do that today. This is purely to show you guys how I would, and we do have a little bit of a line here. We're going to make sure our earth is above all of our lines in our layers here. Perfect. And so I'm just going to go ahead and publish this. I'm going to call this space, save and continue. And so if we go to visit the site, oh no, what happened here? Oh, it's the old page. Let's go ahead and fix that. Let's go, as you guys can see, this home was set to home. We're gonna go to our settings, set as home, and now we're going to republish. Visit site. I almost cried there, guys. There we go. And so this is what this looks like. Very simple, done in 30 minutes. The next challenge for this is making it responsive, which is not a difficult task. If you're looking to learn how to do exactly that, definitely check out the rest of the videos we have on this channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out on this episode of editorX Live with me, your host, Brandon Groce. If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video. Click the bell notification to be notified when we go live. And also, do not forget to join our Discord. Be also sure when you guys are trying out these projects or doing the walk along, the follow along of these projects, you definitely want to go to our Discord, and I'll go back there in just a moment to show you guys where to submit your work if you're following along with us to win some amazing editorX swag. You guys are gonna want to go to